Hey, Dr. Berg here. In this video, we're going to talk about the relationship between your breathing and stress, okay? There's two things going on. You breathe in and you breathe out. What happens when you're in a stress state, your breathing actually changes to a more forceful inhalation, but a very shortened exhalation. And if there's any doctors watching, you may have studied this already, and it's part of the nervous system called the autonomic nervous system. That's basically the system that is automatic, and it's called two parts. One is the sympathetic, which is the activation of reaction to stress states, and that would be the breathing in, and then the opposing, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you've never heard that word before, don't worry about it, but all that means is a system of the nervous system. It's a part of the nervous system that relaxes you, helps you sleep, it helps you breathe out, exhale, and when you're exhaling, you're releasing carbon dioxide, and you're breathing in, you're pulling in oxygen. Okay, so you have this constant thing going back and forth. But when you experience chronic stress, what happens is this whole breathing thing changes. Now, breathing is involuntary and voluntary. So, in other words, you don't have to think about breathing, it just automatically happens. Or you can think about it and voluntarily breathe in and breathe out. But in a stress state, you'll kind of fall into this breathing pattern that's more like this. It's a shortened exhalation with a kind of a desperate inhalation. It's called air hunger. You're trying to breathe in to try to balance out this stress state. And what you need to know is that during chronic stress states, you're going to develop a lower oxygen in your tissues and a buildup of CO2 also. So we have the state where you're kind of starving for air, so you're constantly trying to get oxygen. And that's why when you do exercise like high intensity, it's very bad for stress states. Much a better exercise would be a long walking where you're not inducing a stress state, you're getting a lot of oxygen in, and you're releasing a lot of CO2 out. But I want to talk about the chemistry of what happens during stress in relationship to your breathing. You start losing certain acids over a period of time. So it goes out through the urine. So if you ever check a person when they're in massive stress, their pH of their urine is always way, way too acid. But what happens is the blood starts going the opposite. It starts becoming too alkaline. So we get this thing where you might think that you're too acid, but really you're too alkaline. And there's a lot of false information about this too on, oh, you have to alkalize or die, or everyone's too acid, whatever. But that's true and false. The question is, what part of your body is too acid or too alkaline? But in a stress state, you will tend to have an acid urine, but your blood is really too alkaline. Now, what does that all mean? That means that without that correct pH in your blood, you will start losing the ability to regulate oxygen into the tissues. That's why when you climb stairs, you might get out of breath easily. That's why when you climb stairs, your muscles, especially the leg muscles, might get heavier. That means that you also have an inability to mobilize minerals, specifically calcium. So the calcium doesn't go in the muscles. That's why you get cramping. That's why it's hard to relax at night. That's why you might get tetany or twitching on the left eyelid, like that. Or you could even get an irregular heartbeat because the calcium is needed to regulate the heartbeat. So there's so many things that can occur with the nervous system, with the muscular system, with the oxygen system, with the ability to sleep. All that is inhibited just by having this altered pH because you're not able to regulate the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen from simple breathing, but taking it back earlier, it's a stress state. Okay, so now what are we going to do with all this? All right, we're going to show you a tool that you can use on a regular basis to train your breathing in a way to induce a nice relaxed state. Okay, so this is a great tool because you can voluntarily control your breathing in a certain pattern to totally undo and reverse this process. Okay, so this is something you can practice before you go to bed, in the car, after a stress event. So here's what you want to do. I developed a little piece of a software, and you could click down there and get access to it on a link right down on the bottom page there. And when you click that link, it's a simple little ball that goes up and down, like a little leaf that goes open and closes, and it has synchronized music to it, either an ocean wave or music, to train your body to breathe in a certain way. So what is that trained method or timing pattern? Well, first of all, it's a 5-second exhalation with a 1-second pause, and a 5-second inhalation with a 1-second pause. So what you're going to be doing is just timing your breathing, and you can just watch this little leaf open up and then pause and then close and breathe with it, and it's self-explanatory. So I'm going to show you how that works. So you're going to be sitting there in a relaxed state or driving, and you're going to be like breathing in, 5 seconds in. So you're going to go slowly, pause a second, breathe out for 5 seconds. Pause for 1 second. Now, just so you know, you want to breathe through your nose, not through your mouth. And you want to breathe through your stomach, not from your upper chest. So I recommend put your hand on your chest and your stomach to practice this, so you can literally push your stomach out as you suck in the air through the diaphragm slowly. 5 seconds in, pause 1 second, and have the stomach push the air out at a 5-second exhalation with a 1-second pause, okay? So you want to make sure your clavicle up here doesn't move. So we want to breathe in, because if you're breathing through the chest, it's a lot more stressful. So we want to breathe in. Breathe out through the stomach, okay? 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And you will find over a period of 2, 3, 4, even 5 minutes, your whole nervous system is going to start to relax. You're going to be able to go to bed a lot faster. I do this every night before I go to bed. That's how I do, is I practice the breathing, and it puts me right out within about probably 2 minutes. So get access to this tool. It's a free tool you can use at any time, and practice this until you can develop a pattern of it. And I really think it's going to help reduce your stress and help you sleep a lot better. I hope you enjoy this. I'll see you in the next video.